It's so nice to see you again. You became unconscious after awakening to your power. I see that it was Orpheus that heeded your calling. That power is called a persona. It is a manifestation of your psyche. A persona is a facet of your personality that surfaces as you react to external stimuli. You can think of it as a mask that protects you as you brave many hardships. When you use your persona ability, you must channel your inner strength. The ability evolves as you develop your social links, your emotional ties with others. The stronger your social links, the more powerful your persona ability. Please remember that. Now then, time marches on in your world. I shouldn't keep you here any longer. Next time we meet, you will come here of your own accord. Until then, farewell.
Ah, we're awake.
Huh?
How long have we been asleep? For 10 days, actually.
You're awake.
Holy crap.
How do you feel?
We just lost the whole 10 days of our life.
Thank goodness you finally came to. Oh, this
Well,
is Tatsumi
that
Memorial
was
Hospital.
fun.
It's just a short walk from the station.
Yeah, for some odd reason,
The
it was
doctor
freezing
couldn't
up on
find
my
anything
end.
wrong with you. He said you were
It ain't
just
me.
exhausted.
It's actually
I know.
streaming pretty well.
I know, for some odd reason, it's me.
I'm sorry I couldn't do anything. But your power, it was amazing.
Do we do any outside interference?
You mean the shadows? They're what we're fighting against. And the power you use, we call it persona.
How could you call it persona
We'll
when
explain
it's
everything
already
later.
existed?
I'm sorry I didn't tell you before.
Well, the thing is,
I,
technically,
I wanted to tell you
Persona
that
2 didn't really
I'm
happen.
sort of like you.
And so
My dad
a lot of
died
events
in an accident
might
when
have
I was little.
taken out
My
the
mom
events
and
of
I aren't
Persona
exactly on
1
good terms.
by
You're all alone
accident,
too,
but I
right?
doubt that.
To be honest, I already know about your past.
But,
it didn't seem fair.
I would
so
say it's mostly
I wanted
because of
you
the
to know
fact
about
that,
mine.
you know, the scientists of
back in
Kurijo have been
99.
investigating
There
this.
was a big explosion in the area.
And trust me, they have been.
Supposedly, my dad died in the blast.
Yeah.
But nobody really
But
knows.
yeah, persona is, of course,
He was
strength
working
of
in a
the
lab
heart.
run by the Kurijo group. So, I'm hoping that if I stick around long enough, I'll find out something. That's why I'm going
Basically,
to
she's
High,
spying.
why I was there when this happened to you.
Unfortunately, there's
Of
only so much
course,
she can do
I
as a
panicked. It
junior.
wasn't much help. It was my first time fighting them too. I'm sorry. You
Here's
wouldn't
where
have
it
to go
would
through
goof
all
up
this
if you
I
choose the
wasn't
wrong
such a coward.
selection. It's not your fault.
Thanks. But still, here I am telling you all this.
If you chose the other option, she would goof up her
While I was
script.
waiting, I thought to myself, I've been hiding so many things from her.
Yep.
As soon as she wakes up, I'll tell her the
In
truth.
the other option,
So,
instead from
thanks for
her, it'd be
listening.
he.
I've been
Yeah,
wanting to share that story with someone
I didn't
for a
realize this
long
until I
time.
recently
All right.
recorded this.
I'm gonna get going. I'll let the others know you woke up.
Okay.
Oh, and you don't have to be formal around me or anything.
Yeah,
A
because
second
you're
year girls gotta
normal.
stick up for each other after all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
April 20th.
The very next day, you head back to school.
Are you feeling okay? Just fine. Forget the old Junpei. Yeah, at this point, he had experienced the dark hour.
In the last 10 days or so.
Yeah. I just left a little late. Yeah, the thing is, I suppose they're childhood friends, and yet they can't help but tease each other. Yes? What's up? Oh.
Wait,
He wants to recruit us.
wait, was Yukari just embarrassed saying our own name?
Yeah, because Otherwise, she'd be used to, you know, using honorifics.
Huh.
Mr. Ono, he only cares about one thing, and that's the Sengoku era of Japanese history.
Basically, the prime time of samurai.
As like I said, he only cares about that. In contrast to his younger sister, Kimiko Safue.
No,
As he said right there, everything else is so dull.
Well, let's just not talk about the Meiji era.
Well, I think he will cover that. He'll cover anything related to the samurai.
Yeah, but the Meiji era was the end of the samurai.
Unfortunately, we do cover that in January.
Ah.
I think some semblance of talk about that. 4th floor hallway. Now we just into the command room.
And now this is kind of a scene goof, but they just kind of combined it with another scene.
Actually, no, they didn't. They did that the following day.
What I'd do if anything had happened to you.
Ah.
The reason I asked you here is because I needed to talk to you.
Yes?
Please, have a seat.
Okay.
Oh, before that, I believe I mentioned him earlier, but this is Akihiko. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Okay, let me start off by asking you this. Would you believe me if I said that a day consists of more than 24 hours?
No way.
Excuse me?
Each should die!
Do you remember the night you came here? You had to have noticed the
yeah,
silence.
I kind of noticed,
The street lights went out.
Dracula!
Nothing was working.
Blah! Blah!
Didn't it feel like you were in a different time?
Sorta.
That's the dark hour. A time period hidden between one day and the next.
Hidden?
I guess it's more like something people aren't aware of. But the
It's
dark
actually
hour
only
does exist.
in
It's
It's only
night at midnight.
personally available in
It'll happen
Tatsumi
tonight,
Port
and
Island,
every
but
night
there
to
are
come.
ways of
Normal
making
people don't
dark
realize
hour
it,
happen.
since they're all
Nachi,
sleeping inside
no.
their coffins.
Even in Yakushima, the dark
That's
hour
not
would
what
happen.
makes the dark hour so interesting. You saw those.
I think it's like localized
We
to
call
strictly
them
Japan.
shadows. They only appear during the dark hour and attack anyone not in
But
the coffin.
It would be freaky if the dark hour happened for the world.
Sounds exciting, huh?
Akihiko, why are you always like that?
I think it's
You just got hurt
greatly
the other day.
reduced after
Now.
the events of this
He
game,
does his
though.
work well.
Well, of course it did.
Or
Long
it,
story
for the most
short,
part, disappeared with
We're
the exception of
specialized extracurricular execution squad.
some
C's for
Some
short.
artifacts left
On
behind.
paper, we're classified as a school club, but in reality, this group is dedicated to defeating the shadows.
No, I believe those artifacts
Mitsuru is the
actually
leader.
create persona
I'm the club
users.
advisor.
Mm-hmm.
A shadow feeds on the mind of its prey. The victim becomes a living corpse. They're
Yeah.
responsible for most of
zombie.
the incidents on the news, but not all of them.
How do you fight them?
Although rare, there are
With the
those who
power
can
of
function during the
personas.
dark hour.
Well,
Some
should I
may
say
even
why?
awaken to a power that enables them to
Because
fight the
personas and
shadows.
shadows are the
That's
same.
persona, the
Just
power
different
you
names.
used the other night,
The thing is, a shadow
shadow
is
can only be
suppressed
defeated
power.
by
You'll
persona
suppress human
users.
thoughts given physical form.
which means it's all up
And
to you
normally they would
guys.
try to kill their original selves.
I'm
However,
glad you're quick to understand.
with special awareness and with enough diligence and willpower, someone with potential could tame their shadow,
What he's trying to say is, we
thereby
want you to
awakening
join
to their
us.
persona.
We've prepared an evoker for you. We'd like you to lend us your strength.
Which is kind of strange how this game goes about it,
I was afraid you'd say no.
Yeah, it's
as
kind of.
opposed
I'm
to
aboard.
P4.
Thank
I
you so
suppose,
much.
considering
I'm
that
really glad.
in this game
Oh,
they
I almost
don't
forgot.
face their
About
own
your room
shadows.
assignment. Why don't you just stay here in your current room?
In a way, they kind
I
of
don't know what
do,
the
but
holdup
it's
is,
mostly their
but
own
I guess
doubt.
it worked out in the end.
Exactly, and of course,
Hold up.
wait, hold up.
Isn't that? Oh, never mind.
Anyway, you join C's to fight the shadows. A voice rings in your head. Oh, oh. The Fool.
We are on a journey.
And thus we must see this journey to its end.
Thou art I, and I am thou. Thou hast established a new bond. Thou shalt be blessed, when creating a persona for the Fool Arcana.
Yes, you have established the C's social link. What the hell? Again, what is it with outside interference? In any case, as opposed to Persona 4, in this game, they could awaken to their persona by actually evoking it by shooting themselves with specially made guns.
They're not really so much as guns.
But actually, they're to serve as a medium for summoning. How'd you get in here?
I'm always with you.
And the thing is, in order to summon your persona with an evoker, you pretty much have to stay calm.
I remembered.
If you panic, you cannot summon your persona. Thanks.
Well, actually, you could also possibly lose control with it.
But you're welcome.
Exactly.
That is
especially if that potential was forced.
I don't really know what this end is about either. Oh, looks like you've awakened to your power. And an unusual power it is. A power that
because in this game, summoning personas is a little more painful than P4. Because the fact that, the characters in P4 already faced their doubts in a way.
Do you remember when we first met?
No, they haven't truly resolved them, but they've, come to terms with it.
I'll be watching you, even if you forget about me.
Whereas in this game,
see you later.
It takes courage to actually, it takes courage to summon a persona like that, by shooting yourself in the head with an evoker. Because technically, the whole thing about summoning with an evoker is to kind of give that semblance of having a suicidal thought, keep making your mind blank.
No, I think it was also avoid dealing with the shadow selves.
Could be.
Because odds are they probably tried to do it the way that they did in P1 or P2 or P4, only to have them get killed.
Come to the lounge when you get back to the dorm. I have something to tell
And this was maybe their solution.
I'll save the details for later.
Could be.
See you there.
But again, if someone is undergoing severe psychological stress or panicking, no one can summon a persona like that.
With things like student council. Unlike us.
Same goes with Persona 4, actually. Namely in Persona 4 Arena.
Do I sense some hostility?
Which we'll get to in due time.
Assuming, of course, that I can deal with recording in HD.
Let's go.
Yeah. Compression is not nice to Adam.
It's not that I don't like her or anything,
That's the short summary of it.
I'm talking about Mitsuru-senpai.
Oh.
Why does Junpei always have to talk about stuff that isn't any of his business?
It's just the way he is.
Plus, he says it all in the creepiest, most perverted way. He's like a poster boy for sexual harassment.
He's a guy.
What do you expect?
Last year, he peeked into the girl's bathroom. He just claimed it was an accident.
Accident my ass.
And I was just skateboarding. I just went the wrong way.
Speaking of Junpei.
Huh?
Hey, hurry up.
Hold your horses. This is freaking heavy.
Wait, huh?
Uh-oh. Yukari's worst fears have come true.
He's living here.
This is Junpei Iori from Class 2F. He'll be staying here as of today.
He's staying here? You've got to be kidding me.
I looked into him the other night. He has the potential, but he just awakened to it recently.
Yes.
I told him about us.
Junpei, he's good with fire. Well, he's our beginning fire user, but his main forte is physical skills.
And he's actually not a bad,
I don't remember much, but
how should I put it?
He's got a very good strength and endurance.
Completely normal in the beginning. Like being confused.
Well, it's not just his physical skills and, having decent fire. It's the fact he's a good support unit, too.
That's good.
True.
You should. Since you're a Persona user.
Because he actually does come with a few buff spells, actually.
Well, Rakukaja, technically.
Ma.
Well, that. But of course, he starts off with Repatra, but he loses that later on.
Bet you're stoked too, right? Having me join?
Yeah, I guess.
Nice to have a guy around too, wouldn't it?
Otherwise, it'd be such a total chick fest.
So anyway,
Wouldn't be a bad thing, though. I'm counting on you.
That's what I'm here for.
Naked Barbies everywhere I see.
Well,
But overall, unlike the journey, I do use Junpei a lot more often, since I can actually control him.
Okay, everybody's here.
He doesn't
I'd
act
like
like
your
a
undivided
spaz
attention.
sometimes.
That and the answer pretty much reignited my appreciation for Junpei.
Therefore, starting
Yeah,
tonight
he was the
at
smartest
12
one in the
a.m.,
whole
I'd
damn
like to
game.
commence
That he had quite the high
exploration of
endurance.
Tartarus? What's
Well,
that?
they had to make up for
Sounds
the
like
fact that
toothpaste.
Igus kind of
You haven't seen it, Junpei?
lost Athena.
It's no surprise, since it only
As
appears during
yeah,
the
his
dark
persona is Hermes. As for Yukari, she has Io, who is of course based off, who is of course a wind persona.
Whoa.
She's also our first healer.
Next, huh?
But
And unlike the
somehow,
other healers
what
of the
about your
game,
injury?
she can also heal status
Nico hasn't
effects.
fully recovered yet. He'll only come as far as the entrance.
And since we can control her,
Relax.
it actually matter.
Relax.
I'm not so sure about
Speaking
this.
of controlling party members,
about you, Mr.
we'll do that next part.
I'll stay here.
Yay!
See you in part 4.
Vital plot point.